Access to justice went out one day, over the hill and far away. Thai citizens say come back, but no access to justice came back.
Access to justice is the ability of individuals to access the legal and justice system to resolve conflicts and get remedies for damage they suffered. Without access to justice, people cannot exercise their rights and may face discrimination. As stated before, access to justice allows individuals the opportunity to enforce their rights and bring about legal remedies where one is unjustly violated. Without access to justice, they cannot exercise their rights and get the justice they deserve. In a broader context, it ensures people equal access to a justice system which fosters social order and a peaceful society. The issues that most people have faced are financial problems, lack of legal awareness, fear of justice, and discriminative judgment. The most significant one is financial problems. Since the Thai judicial process takes a long time, sometimes months or years, and a considerable amount of money, some people who lack financial stability may avoid taking court proceedings because of these reasons. Addressing poverty and its root causes is essential to ensure that justice is accessible to all. This can include providing legal aid services. On the other hand, a lack of legal awareness also prevents people from exercising their rights. Because of this lack of legal awareness, people cannot exercise their rights to the fullest extent. For example, labor issues and landlords' unfair treatment of tenants. Assistance from the government should be required to enable equal access to justice for the people. The next issue is fear of the justice system. It stands as a crucial barrier that makes people avoid the justice system. Since the justice system in some societies are often viewed as being detached and intimidating to marginalized groups, people from marginalized groups would have a strong distrust and fear towards the authorities and the justice system. Lastly, the discriminative judgment by the authorities. There are certain beliefs in society that can be discriminative in the justice system. For example, police officers often think that family affairs are personal and should remain private. Because of this belief, most statements from the victim are claimed to be overstated by the authorities. In practice, the actual standard of justice is rather limited compared to the standard provided by the Constitution and human rights treaties. Ideally, individuals should have equal ability to access justice in order to enforce their rights. However, there are numerous barriers preventing such access. These barriers assume predominance among vulnerable groups such as illegal immigrants and indigent individuals. As stated before, several issues plague Thailand when it comes to adequately having access to justice. First, poverty is an issue recognized by the UN as can be seen in SDG 1, the ideal of the international community, which Thailand ought to strive for, to eradicate poverty and the problems associated with it. People who are not financially stable should have the same access to lawyers because a lawyer has an ethical duty to represent clients who are in need and to further causes that the lawyer believes to be just. Second, the ideal is that people should be taught law while they are still in school instead of having to figure it out the hard way after something has already happened. Finally, people are right to be wary of the justice system because the issues are still happening at this very moment. Ideally, people, no matter if they are in Thailand legally or illegally, should have their cases heard before judiciary. This is because everyone should be able to achieve retribution if they have been wronged before instead of being deported, resulting in the offender running free since there's no one to report them. The solutions range from pro bono to advocacy to teach law. First, Thailand does not have any mandatory pro bono for lawyers, so we propose that Thailand adopt mandatory pro bono reporting requirement for lawyers like in the US. In Florida, lawyers are strongly encouraged to perform at least 20 hours of pro bono work or make a donation of $350 to a legal aid organization in order to fulfill their pro bono duty to the poor. These legal aid organizations are then able to help the poor. However, the failure to achieve the 20-hour requirement will not result in disciplinary action. There will only be a record of whether a lawyer has satisfied such minimum hour. If Thailand implemented Florida's model, it would give lawyers a choice of working or making a donation to satisfy their pro bono obligations, which would tremendously help the poor in both cases. Second, Thai lawyers can implement legal information centers and partner with non-governmental organizations to enhance legal aid or programs through paralegal initiatives. This approach can overcome regulatory obstacles and also promote community engagement in decision-making procedures. Lawyers can also actively involve and empower communities in the pursuit of justice. Third, Thailand has a training program facilitated by the Office of Justice Affairs. However, it relies on the voluntary basis. Therefore, Thailand should consider making it an annual activity of compulsory legal professional training. Fourth, a legal workforce with the understanding of diverse perspectives, cultural distinctions, and ethical principles can help promote inclusiveness and fairness, and also foster public trust, resulting in a positive influence on how individuals perceive and experience justice. In conclusion, Thailand is supposed to uphold a standard of maintaining access to justice for all under the UN treaties and Thailand Constitution. However, there are groups of people who still don't have that equal access to justice. The struggle mainly came from financial situations, lack of knowledge, fear, or discriminative judgment. Any person should not have difficulties accessing justice just because they are poor or may be unaware of the law, which can help them. To solve this issue, the legal professionals are the key to advocate in a system for access to justice.
Access to justice went out one day, over the hill and far away. Legal professionals say come back, back, and all access to justice came back.